Welcome, and a very welcome, and the most welcoming of welcomes do I give to thee on this here Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. I am your host, Liam T. Jarrett of the Wake Movement. We will be going through all types of activities. And my humble prayer is that this does, in fact, work. The dire state of America, of the West, of Europe, ye of the very world. There are more and more clips, videos of people in their car, in the parking lot of one of their 2 or 3 jobs, crying that they can not only not feed, support themselves, nor one dependent, let alone 2, 3, 4, 5. My very grandfather was a butcher who brought into this world 6 children. His wife didn't have to work. He owned his house and a Lincoln town car. How far have we fallen from that place? Before I go on a tirade, because I have a lot of the Holy Spirit bundled up inside of my very veins. Does look like we are streaming. Did I share this to my... It's only 8:35. Let me edit that. 8:30. I gave myself more time. Because sometimes the Holy Spirit, it just works up in your cajoles, your conjulies, and you just gotta let it out. Did I share it anywhere else? I still boomer out with tech a little bit. I know. Perhaps I'm showing my age. 42. And you know what? You shouldn't even speak your age out loud. If this is an experiment, but I bet you, if you just got hit in the freaking head, got knocked unconscious, somebody told you you were 10 years younger, 32. So I just started saying I'm 32 instead of 42. I bet you I would age slower, more in line with 32. Mind over matter, the power of the mind. Mm. Something we can do here, which I enjoy, is jumping into other people's spaces. Let's hear what Richard is talking. Richard Spencer, who I talked to him one time, and I got chastised by my square friends because Richard Spencer is the face of the alt right. Let me go on about how he is very liberal. I think he's actually pushing for Biden right now. That should just say everything in itself. How farcical that is.
Let's go. Hey, Richard.
Hey,
I was going to ask you
Hello,
about
man.
a older tweet. You
he
mentioned
he's an
Kozilek's.
intellectual.
What was that? The crisis and critique of history, something along those lines.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I would highly recommend that. I've always recommended that book to people.
I
Yes.
was curious, like relative to, I'm sure you've gone over some Strauss or Bertrand Russell. What just
He is an intellectual, and he seems to get intellectuals into the space. Good space.
So those other two.
Well, I mean,
Bertrand Russell.
he's doing intellectual history, and so he's in a way putting ideas into context, but then also putting context into ideas. Like, how do I say this? He's also like understanding history theoretically, and so he's doing both. And he was a student of Heidegger and Carl Schmitt, believe it or not. So he's definitely, you know, influenced by these ideas, and I think he kind of went off in a direction that was uniquely his own. So he viewed, and he also recognized his own situation. So he might have actually overreacted, to be critical and fair here, but he saw the Cold War as leading towards total annihilation and as being driven. I mean, understandably, in that point of time. Obviously, we look back now and it looks a lot brighter, but you can understand how someone would feel that way. And he also felt that both sides were equally deranged. So the communists wanted world revolution or nothing, and Americans, better dead than red and roll back communism. So we saw both sides as insane, effectively, and religiously motivated, and they were going to end each other. And he compared that to the wars of religion, where what he was noticing is that the wars of religion, following after the Protestant Reformation, were an expression of like unlimited warfare. So previously, warfare was always hell, of course, but it could be limited. You could have limited aims.
Okay, here we have right here Bertrand Russell. In 1943, Russell argued in favor, expressed support for Zionism. Quote, I have come gradually to see that in a dangerous and largely hostile world, it is essential to Jews to have some country which is theirs, some region where they are not suspected aliens, some state which embodies what is distinctive in their culture. How has that worked out, Bertrand? You naive sap. Often the people who get elevated to these places of like intellectual superiority under scrutiny fall fucking way from short. Perhaps they were given an education that gave them a thesaurus, and that means shit. What happened? What did he do with JFK's assassination? Quote, prompted by the emerging work of the lawyer Mark Lane in the U.S., rallied support from other noteworthy and left-leaning compatriots to form a Who Killed Kennedy Committee in June 1964, members of which include Michael Foot, Caroline blah blah blah, who the fuck cares. He published a highly critical article weeks before the Warren Commission. Well, that gives me a little bit of hope for him, because the Warren Commission was totally, has been proven to be just like very similar to the 9/11 Commission report, motherfuckers. And the Dreyfus affair. Let's look into the Dreyfus affair. Was a political scandal that divided the Third French Republic from 1894 until its resolution in 1964. 12 years. It's come to symbolize modern injustice in the Francophone world. Franco being France, phone, those in communication with that, I guess. It remains one of the most notable examples of a complex miscarriage of justice and anti-Schmameticanism. Anti-Semiticism. Back in 1894 was being used, weaponized in this case against the French. Are they a world power right now? Is Rome? Is Greece? Is Egypt? Is Babylon? No! Because every nation that has hosted these people has been sucked dry. I'm ending this right here. That's how we roll from now on. I'm not giving 2-hour fucking speeches. Be very cut and to the point, very curt.